welcome to another Minecraft Survival Series with me, the amazing Ruben, and where today we begin building the brand new minigame, which I haven't told you what it's called, what it does, how many people you need to play it with. But this game, you will need 2 players. That's all I'm saying. You definitely do need 2 players. So any people building games for multiplayer people, you better listen now because this game is for everyone. But the last game I built was can play by yourself or you can play with other people. So that was your choice. Let's just choose our dog for today, as we always do, and let's see which dog we're taking on today. Oh no, my dogs are being attacked by a spider. Oh no, it's the end of the world. Anyways, let's just destroy this spider. Anyways, let's get rid of this spider eye. Who are we taking today? Are we taking Ruben Jr.? Are we taking Knight? Are we taking Blue? Or are we taking Random Dog, which we still haven't gotten a name tag? You don't know how hard it is to get a name tag these days. I guess we'll take Knight today. We'll choose the Random Dog one day. Once we get he or her at game tag. But anyway, let's come on at night. Let's go to the construction site. I don't know why I call it construction site, but I guess it's just a normal thing. Are we taking my horse today? Of course, of course. Why wouldn't I take my horse? Now you might be wondering right now, looking at the video, going like, Ruin, why are you using the normal Minecraft texture pack? Well, I'm just gonna say this. I miss the old texture pack. I just missed it. I love the old texture pack. It only took me a whole week without it to go. Oh, I miss it so much. Anyways, let's unleash the beast. There we go. He's unleashed. Okay, let's lead right here. And let's go riding. Let's go riding, Mr. Horse. Take me to another world. Look at all these horses. You know, horses are just starting to spawn together as a group more often, aren't they? Anyways, another horse thing. Anyways, let's continue to the construction site. Da 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 da. Now, the only thing is, I think I flattened the world. I mean, the construction site way too large. I thought the game I was gonna be building was gonna be huge, but it's not gonna be that huge. It's gonna be huge, but not that huge. You'll see. So I built it right beside the little race we have here. So let's just continue in this direction, and it's right here. This right here, all of this right here, is the construction site. The sad thing is, I'm probably gonna only use probably 1/4 of it. So anyway, let's get ourselves a fence pole, our lead, and get off this horse. Now there we go. Leash this horse to this fence. There we go. And tell Mr. Knight, come on, Knight, come on, Knight. There we go. There you go. You're good, right? All right. So we got all our supplies right here. We got a lot of green wool. We got a stack and 52 of slime blocks, some sticky pistons, some redstone repeaters, some redstone torches, some hoppers, and some redstone lamps. So what we're going to be using first is, of course, the green wool, because this is what we're going to be using to make the wall and the floor a bit. Oh, it's going to make some of the floors. What else is going to make the floor, you'll see once I start building that part of the floor. And we're going to want to build right about here. So we're going to want to make this. We have to, I remember measuring this the other day. So here's how it went. So this is the beginning, alright. This is the beginning of the slime block. 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3, space. There we go. So that's how big that's how long or wide the little arena is going to be. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do space 1 2 3 space 1 2 3 space 1 2 3. There we go. Now I have to do the same thing to make it a little square. Space 1 2 3 space space 1 2 3 space 1 2 3. There we go. Now you just have to go space 1 2 3 space 1 2 3 space 1 2 3. Perfect. So this is how the little arena is gonna be like. So let's just go to sleep quickly because I don't want to deal with no monsters now. I don't want to deal with creepers. I don't want to deal with none of those monsters. But the thing is, the monsters are already starting to spawn. How did I hit the zombie? I mean, I thought I was gonna hit the horse, and I was gonna feel bad. And I said, hurry up and go to sleep because I don't want to deal with no creepers right now. Creepers make every build last longer. Anyways, so you know what? Right now's a good time, a wonderful time to start talking about a little topic or story or whatever. So I guess today's story is my PS2 story. Now you might be going like, oh, you have a PS2 too? I do too, but it doesn't work. But yours probably doesn't work either. And right now I'm gonna tell you it does work. My PS2 does work perfectly. The disc might be a little scratched, but that's the disc fault. That's not the That's not the PlayStation 2's fault. And you might be going like, oh, shut up and take my money. Most people, when I tell them that my PlayStation 2 is working, they go like, and are you using it every day? Are you gonna sell it to somebody? I mean, why does everybody want me to sell it to you? I mean, it's my PlayStation 2. That thing is part of history now. That thing will cost like $1 million once I sell it in an auction. Once I'm 95 years old, I'm gonna be like, oh, I got this back in 2011, and they're gonna like, dang, you old. I know, right? No, I didn't get it in 2011. Now I got it way before that. I got it like around 2009 now. That will be right now. Right now that sounds kind of old, doesn't it? Anything that's before this 2012 sounds kind of old now, kind of. Okay, well, anything that was created before 2012. Anything born before that 2012 is still young as heck. But anything created back in 2012, before 2012 kind of sounds old now. Like imagine the cell phones back then in 2012 compared to the phones compared to the phones right now. They wouldn't stand a chance right now if they were going against the phones we have right now. Imagine the Samsung Galaxy 7 going against the phone that's smaller than my phone right now. It can only take cloudy pictures, barely play Minecraft, and it has a somewhat good battery. I mean, that's the funny thing about futuristic things versus past things. You see how good we got it from the old things and the good things. Anyway, let's just get our green wool. Now this is gonna be very simple. Now it's gonna be a very simple process. Just go like this. First, we want to do a little outer layer. This part is very important to the build. We want to put the green wool like this, and 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 this. Anyways, back to my PlayStation 2 story. Now you might be going like, how long have you had the PlayStation 2? Well, as I said, I bought it in 2009, but that's not my very first PlayStation 2. It's my third PlayStation 2. I'm a horrible owner when it comes to PlayStation 2s. I'm like the worst owner in the world. I'm not that proud of saying that. I'm the worst PlayStation 2 owner in the world, agents. And you might be going like, how bad can you be? I doubt you're that bad at owning a PlayStation 2. And once you see how bad the PlayStation 2s I had before, you're not gonna let me get close to the PlayStation 2 that doesn't even work. You're not gonna let me get close to your PlayStation 2. I mean, I know nobody's gonna let me get close to the PlayStation 2 And the sad thing is not their PlayStation 2 doesn't even work. Uh huh. Oh yeah. Anyways, I'm just looking right here. I'm just looking if it's gonna work or not. So this will interfere with that. So we want to make this, I guess, bigger. Yeah. Or you could just. I feel so dumb. Anyways, so how does it feel having two PlayStation 2s broken? Well, it feels horrible. It makes me feel horrible as an owner. I mean, I go like, oh, I remember those good old times I used to break. I have all those breaking PlayStation 2s. I remember that day when I got my third PlayStation 2. My parents were going like, "You're a horrible owner. You can't have another PlayStation 2." And I was gonna cry. I was gonna go, when. I was gonna get all Super Saiyan right there, crying. And I kinda did, but my parents slapped me in the back. Well, not in the back, but in the forehead. You know, my parents are the right parents for children. My parents would knock the sense out of you. Anyways, so yeah, all that stuff happened. I worked super hard to get a PlayStation 2. Now back then, a PlayStation 2 cost kind of a lot of money. A lot of video games costed a lot of money back then. PlayStation 2 back then would cost about $200. The Xbox One right now only costs $299. And imagine how much good stuff the Xbox One can do right now that the PlayStation 2 probably can't. I mean, imagine what the PlayStation 4 can do and what the PlayStation 2 can't do. I mean, imagine all that stuff that it can do and can't do. Anyways, so imagine that, ladies and gents. Just imagine that. Just take the time to imagine that. Anyways, getting distracted again. So how many people? How does it feel when I tell people that I still have a working PlayStation 2? Well, let me tell you, ladies, it's kind of funny. It's a bit funny. Somebody just tells me, "Oh, remember those good old times? We had a PlayStation 2, those great good old times." And I just tell them, "Oh, I have a PlayStation 2," and they go like, "Oh, does it work?" And I go like, "Yeah." And they go like, um, I'll buy it. I'll buy it for $75." And I go like, "Nah, I'll charge you a small loan of $1,000,000. You see, I don't want to sell my PlayStation 2 just like that. That thing is a part of history, ladies. It's part of my life. You want to know why? Because it's the very first game console I ever used to play video games on, ladies. Video games, ladies. And you might be going like, what was your first video game? Well, my very first video game was Minecraft. No, I'm just kidding, ladies. My very first game was a motorcycle. Well, it wasn't really motorcycles. It was ATVs. If you don't know what an ATV is, you might want to search it up. You might want to search up on Google ATV Off-Road Fury 2. That was my very first video game. And if you're going like, oh, I played that game before, then welcome to childhood world. How can we help you? Anyways, I'm checking right now. I'm checking it is way too small. This is way too small. Way too small. I'm gonna have to destroy the screen wall. All of it. All of it. Anyways, so what games that I used to play on my PlayStation 2, you might be wondering as well. Well, what I used to play on my PlayStation 2 was games, a lot of motorcycle games. I don't know why I like that stuff. Right now, I'm not a big fan of that, but I would play it if I had nothing else to play. I would play a few Crash Bandicoot games. I had 3 Crash Bandicoot games to choose from. I had a surfing game. I had a Midnight Club game number 3. I had what else? I had. What do I forget what I had? I had. I had a Cars game. Now that game was heck of fun. That was like the new definition of fun. But the thing is, it got a little scratch on it, and then it never worked ever again. That game was heck of fun, mostly because it was an open world environment, and you could play as Lightning McQueen all over the open environment. That was like the best thing ever. I mean, you don't get that every day from the PlayStation 2 now. Anyways, um, what else did I used to play on the PlayStation 2? Let's see. Let me use my memory. Oh yes, I used to play this game called Hot Wheels Burnout, which where you would play where you just play hot just race or do stunts on Hot Wheels. And you might be going like, oh, that sounds super cool. Well, it is. I loved it. I loved the game. I did enjoy the challenge. There was like two challenge modes. There's one challenge mode which were for beginners, and one for advanced pros. So that game. That's what makes it even harder. They go like, oh, if you're not a beginner, you must be a professional, and if you're not a professional, then you're a beginner. They make it sound like, oh, if you can't pass professional mode, you're still a beginner. That's what makes it sound manlier than it has to be. Anyways, what else did I used to play? Oh yes, I used to play Burnout 3. I don't know if that's a famous game. It might be. For some reason, it comes out with the PlayStation 2 starter pack. Like, you get PlayStation 2, and then it comes with a Burnout 3. I played Burnout 2 as well. I still have it. Burnout 3, I have to get rid of it because it has too much violence. Dun dun dun. It was back when I was like 8, so either way, I still feel cool. Anyways, what else did I used to play on my PlayStation 2? You might be going like, oh, where's all the shooting games? And I'm gonna say again, I was still young, you know. I wasn't the OG kids you see today. I was that little kid that would love to play PlayStation 2. And it has those wonderful memories. I was not those little kids that say, get wrecked. I'm one of those kids going like, yay, this is so much fun. I'm not. You can see a definite difference from the kids today, from the kids that play now. From the kids that played yesterday, from the kids who play tomorrow. You know, that should be a rap. You know, from the kids who play today. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's a good rap these days. That's why I don't rap. I know lots of kids who in my school who rap. They would. There was this one kid who rapped, and this other kid found one of his music online because he was too embarrassed for his classmates to hear, but he was not afraid. He was not afraid for the whole internet to hear. But the thing is, he posted it on a website which were for beginning rappers, and for the most of the time, your music wasn't heard. And it was true. His music hasn't been heard before. It had no views when they opened it up, and the whole class heard it. So I guess that would be embarrassing. I mean, if my whole class watched my video right now, they probably are. If they are watching my video right now, then congratulations. I'm outside in the door waiting for the video to end. The wonderful thing is I made it long as possible so I can skip the whole class. I have a feeling that will happen sooner or later, but probably not the beginning of the year. Probably at the very end, like at one of the last weeks of May. You know, at the last weeks of May, everything is becoming acceptable. Want to go outside because you're embarrassed of people hearing your video? Go outside. If you feel like you need to pee but not yet, go outside and just wait until you have to go pee. If you feel like you have a headache, go to the nurse right now and stay there as long as possible. You know, things are becoming more acceptable once it's the end of the year because for many reasons. One being your teachers know you well now. Number two, teachers know you well now. And number three, teachers will know you now. I mean, it takes a teacher to know somebody to trust them. You know that saying, don't trust anyone. I guess you could follow that rule for a few weeks or maybe a few months, depending how of a person you are. But once you trust a person, if you can't trust a person after a year, then don't trust the person to begin with. But if you can't trust a person after a few months or maybe a few weeks, then congratulations, that person, you found yourself a trustful person. Anyways, let me just put some green wall everywhere. Let me put the green wool right here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Anyway, the aliens, I think we're about to run out for today's video. I'm gonna be working on this little worky place. This thing is way too small. It needs to be 3 by 3. If I press the piston right here, look, the piston's gonna be right here. It's gonna barely have any. It's gonna be too small. It has to be right here to be the perfect size. And as you can see, the green will have to go back a bit, so I'm gonna have to push this back a bit. So that might be a little work, but it's gonna be worth it because this game is gonna be a lot of fun. But that's mostly the end of the video. I wanna thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like the video. This is the amazing Ruben saying goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Mr. Knight and Mr. Horsey. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.